Welcome back to Euro's Lantern. So, was able to confirm with someone my eyesight isn't that good, but I was pulling out my camera and I was gonna start my radiant prayer, and a bald eagle flew right above my head, perched there, took a little dump, stayed around for like a minute or two, and left. So, I'm a firm believer in pronoia, that all this stuff happens to us and it's for our benefit. And it is hard to believe. I'm going through like excruciating things. My wife has taken my kids. She's done so 5 separate times. Freaking unreal. This one's now on month 7. It's horrific. It's all horrific. And I'm frustrated that justice and karma, judgment haven't caught up there. They will, but all this stuff is slower. And I get like my little divine download is something like, don't worry, it's coming soon. I'm like, you fuckers don't know what soon means. You're like hanging out in cloud 9 in your crystalline cities, doing your heavenly shit, whatever that may be. Just no appreciation that, dad without his kids, even for days, is, the first couple days is nice, but you reach like day 2 or 3 and say, what the hell is this? Every day thereafter is excruciating, especially when it's not your choice or will or desire. So I was feeling frustrated, and I'm sitting there cutting energy cords, cutting everybody. Whatever's in my past, I don't care. It can all go. I'm just trying to survive the now. This thing is brutal. Some of the worst I've had it. I've had a lot of crap I've lived through. So, when I say like I'm really going through it now, I say that with the thought that most people couldn't last a day in these here shoes. Anyways, so we out here, we doing this thing, and we're still consciously creating, just because shit's hard and just because it's unpleasant, if anything, that's like a potential sign it's working, because the universe is trying to get us up to whatever vibration we need to be at, whatever like spiritual intelligence we need, learning we need, freedom we need. And it's going to squeeze all this crap out of us so we can get there. It's trying to help us. And we're sitting there being like, I want something better. And the universe is like, well, this is what you go through. So I don't know that I'm doing a full radiant prayer today. Not radiant prayer, radiant pathway. What I'm kind of thinking is just talking through, some of the, when you do this, you just got to be so steadfast. I'm not seeing things happen to the extent that I would like in my reality. And I would say that I am advanced at this, despite it just sort of coming to me naturally. I put this together. I have like redesigned other people's tools, things that have worked, to build a practical method, and feel like I have the capacity for spiritual mastery. And even with that capacity for spiritual mastery, this is unpleasantly slow, especially while I'm sitting here in various forms of emotional pain, stress, and duress. So, I just want to say that, like, manifesting consciously isn't for the weak of heart. There's probably some amount of like preordained destiny in this too. You like took on some soul contracts, and then you get to manifest. And I guess there's some free will, so maybe you can manifest whatever it is you want. but in the lag, because you know, whatever you're experiencing now is like the past tense of your imaginations up until this point. I know that might be weird. It's your present, right? I'm in the now. I'm living here. But this is all the past, whatever you've previously dreamt of, imagined, idealized. Like however you got here, whatever signal you put out, this world is reflecting that back to you. So it's a past tense, even though you're living it now. How weird is that? So anyways, what I guess one part of today's little TED Talk is just being like, hey, and acknowledging that it's painful. It is like painful to stand here, painful to grow roots, painful to be stretched. I've just been like doing this for years, more intensely for maybe the last 6 months, 8 months. You know, God calls my number. Just get out there, kid. Go do spirit work. Here's God's promise. I heard it. I responded. I've been on this path since. I guess this was a path that I abandoned when I was younger. I had some tarot cards. I did some of this spirit work. I dabbled in these spiritual arts per se. So the first part is just that, you know, it's hard. Maybe I should emphasize, first rule of manifesting is that it's hard. Second rule of manifesting, conscious creating, is that it's hard. Third rule, I don't think it happens on your timeline ever. And the fourth is that it's like squeezing every last little bit out of us. And I think that's because when you're like finally at this point, God didn't bring us here to elevate us a step. You know, you're climbing a ladder, you're going up an octave. Things are going to change radically. And so, you know, maybe there's little steps along the way, but this is more like the Hulk jumping up to the top of a multi-story building than it is, you know, just climbing up every little step. So I don't have a radiant pathway for me or for you today. I just have some thoughts on trying to do this, trying to stand here, getting stretched, growing, sending my roots down, sending my spirit up. And then in that, like, it's like steam cleaned, but it's like toothpaste coming out. It's like getting that last little bit out. You know, whenever this pops, I bet it pops big. You know, it's like you hold. It's like filling a balloon, nothing's happening. Pop. It's like water boiling. You know, you're heating the water. Looks the same as water always looks. You know, you get right under, you're at like 99 degrees, and it doesn't look any different than room temperature. But you go 1 degree more and the thing fucking pops and it boils. That's where I hope I'm sitting. I don't know how much longer I can take. It just rattles my heart, takes all my energy. Been doing this for years, so I already feel stretched and thin. But I think that's all part of the process. They don't call it the like sweet, gentle evening of your soul. They call it the long, dark night of your soul. You're in this thing for eons. Feels like forever. Facing circumstances personally designed to test you, to like balance your karma, to like make you go through hell, to personally activate you. And I guess one of the pieces that I wasn't fully expecting is like, oh, I got activated. That's great. I'm awake in this dream. I get it now. I fucking get it. I know who I am. I know what I am. I wasn't expecting there to still be a shit ton of lag. I don't know. Years of going through it to get here. And then a couple months. This is a month and a half now. Still we go. I don't know when this thing stops. I'm just gonna hold firm until then. But you know, I'm like trying to battle the negative thoughts, and I'm sure that's part of what like holds us back, because clarity of signal is what helps you build this. But you know, it's hard to be in this like perfect open heart energy where I'm like, yes, I'm the universal receptor and God is great to me, while at the same time I feel like I'm getting my teeth kicked in still. Not fully out of my nightmare, not fully out of my cage. So today's just more about like the feels of being in here than it is the practice of doing it. So I used to go up to Vermont with my friends a lot, and the closest grocery store was like 30 minutes north, and for like 20 minutes you're going through reasonable like roads and it looks fine, but then like 10 minutes away you look like you're in the middle of nowhere, and you're like, there can't possibly be any civilization anywhere near me. Like there's just no way. I'm in the sticks. Like this just can't be right. And I would give those directions to my friends of like, you know, when you get to that spot, you're 10 minutes away. And that's what it feels like now. Of like, I feel like I'm in the abandoned wilderness. But hopefully it just means that I'm not but 10 minutes away. So close. And some of this too, I think, is like fixing my self-talk to be, you know, why am I so favored? And like trying to be in that energy, that future tense energy, but holding it in the present tense so that it surrounds me in my physical life. And that's hard, but you know, it's 12:54 on the clock, so 3:09. So some kind of growth or change, something like that. That's what I'm working on. I'm just recording the progress as we go. This is my science journal of manifesting. So good luck out there. It's hard, but I think it'll be pretty awesome on the other side. Thanks, guys.